welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the shows. The one and only Albert. Evening, Albert.
Evening, Ox. How are you, pal?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. In this turmoil world, it's good to talk to your good self. A calming influence if there ever was one.
I don't know about that. My skirts were out of my head listening to this financial stuff. I'm running about banging into things.
Aye, I better no comment on that, mate, yeah?
Aye. We'll keep it clean. We'll keep it clean.
Anyway, what you made of what's happening in the Rangers world is we've talked about it last night. A lot has been off the park, international break, mate, but we start building up to a big game on Saturday.
Oh, it's a big game on Saturday, mate. I don't know if I'm looking forward to it, but it's a great game on Saturday. As Bob Jer keeps telling us, it's a battle. Get ready for the battle because it's coming. And if we get in there on Saturday and we're not prepared, I'm going to be really, really calling for somebody's head. We better be ready for this. I want to see it. We're ready for it. I don't want to talk about being ready for it. So here we go. We know what we're getting, and I want a real performance. Honestly, nothing short of it, mate. The result, I know. We want the result, but I don't want to be sitting like a Dundee United hanging on the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes, hanging on at 2-1.
You want to see improvement, mate?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's time now. It's playtime's over. The bedding in period's over now. It's time. It's time to get up and get ready and get on with this.
What did you make of the predictions last night on the show? What was your own thoughts of the next 9 games, mate?
Oh, I was following it for about 4 minutes, and then I got all sort of haywire, and I was like, who are we playing with? It's just 15 games, and people calling draws, and then saying it's going to be a 2-1 victory and things like that. No, I mean,
you've got to remember that some of your panellists aren't too bright, mate. You've got to always take that into consideration, yeah?
Oh, well, they two last night proved that, didn't they? Good grief, man. I got lost listening to the two of them.
I don't think they proved it on their own, but that's another story, yeah?
And I'll prove it and all. I'll join them. I'm in the same class.
I'm below them in the IQ, so who am I?
Aye,
what's your thinking? Saturday, get the game out of the way, 3 points. We'll talk about Europe, that's a free hit. But the league games, there is potential for us to go on a decent run. Now, the fixtures are kind for us after this game on Saturday, yes?
Oh, definitely, mate, definitely. But with this team, I don't know if we can, 9 games, I don't know if we can look that far ahead with this team. You can barely look 9 minutes ahead with them. But we should be saying to ourselves now, put the foot down now. This is when you're going to a fair chance of pulling away here. I mean, you really have got a fair chance there because St Mirren proved that the untouchables over there are no invincible. You know what I mean? So that was good. But I definitely fancy the 9 games. Put it that way.
That's fair enough, mate. I did as well. I predicted us to win on 9. I think Saturday's the Catalyst, the Springboard. I know it's a difficult game and we're not a racing certainty to win, but if we win that, I feel as if that'll drive us on to this run to the World Cup, mate. 9 games. Listen, we've not had many players away in international duty, so your point is we've not got many excuses not to be organised, not to have more players fit. You know, we've not had that many away as we had in the past, you know.
Exactly, man. I'm disappointed that Jack played. I didn't know he played. I was listening to Jaffa last night. I didn't know he actually played for Scotland, but I'm disappointed he did play for Scotland. If that boy comes back injured this time, he doesn't play for Rangers. He's not available for Rangers. I'm telling you. I'm not going to look on him nicely. I'm telling you. I've had enough of this nonsense. These players disappearing and coming back injured. And then they're out. It's not that they're out for maybe a game. They're out for months, weeks and months at a time. No good, man. It's got to stop. This has got to stop. And the people at Rangers themselves need to put it on the line to them. Make a choice. If you're going to carry on playing this international stuff, well, we're putting you on the transfer market. We're putting you on the transfer list, sorry.
I get it,
as simple as that. As simple as that.
I don't know if you could do that, mate. I think you'd be dealing with all sorts of sanctions if somebody broke that one for FIFA and UEFA, mate, yeah?
Well, you don't have to say it out loud, but I'd be thinking that. Anyway. You can have the actions there.
A quiet word in somebody's ear, is that what you're saying?
Exactly, mate, exactly. Because they can't keep going on like this. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And they're playing in games that don't really matter. It really doesn't matter. I know I don't know that game there during the week mattered or no, but it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter. Even if it was a World Cup semi-final, wouldn't be caring. But it's Rangers first for me all the time. And these players should be thinking that way as well. But aye, a quiet word, mate. That's exactly what needs to be done here.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely, mate. They should know that, shouldn't they? They really should. I mean, look, I'm not picking on Jack specifically, but he really needs to look at himself and say, "My body can't do this." I mean, it's just a time you need to go, well, where does my priorities sit then? Is it with club football, or is I just keep getting myself fit? But Ramsey used this just to get fit to play for the international team. Well, I'm not interested in players like that, really. I don't care about players like that. We need to get players that want to play for us and us alone. We're first, we're priority. But Jack, definitely. I mean, I don't understand the boy. He must be, his body must be telling him all the time after these games. That we're saying he can't even play 2 games in the trot, and all of a sudden he's hardly playing for us. He gets a game and then he's away for Scotland. You're going, well, so we've trained him already once to get him ready to go and play for Scotland. I don't think so, mate. Not for my money anyway.
He's gambling, Ryan, because he's in the last year of his career, and obviously
his contract.
His contract with us. Sorry, no career, But so he's gambling, because I would imagine he'd be looking to get an extension with us if he plays enough games and shows his fitness. Because a fit Ryan Jack's an asset, but you're no good if you're sitting in the stand all better.
That's true. I mean, there's a few of them there if they're fit, they're assets, but we can't keep jockeying along like this. It's gone too long now, mate. I mean, your Roofs, your Jacks, your Helen, there's all these type players, and I think Suter's going to fit into this as well. But you're hoping, Ramsey, there now, and hoping they're all going to be fit. They never are. I think you need to learn lessons here and say, look, we're cutting these players out. We're just cutting them out the herd, you know what I mean? And just sell them, let them go, free them, whatever you have to do, but get rid of them. We can't keep doing this. You need to free up the wages for other players that can play and contribute.
I think that's the hardest thing, moving players on, mate.
Aye, well, I never understand these 4-year contracts, 5-year contracts personally. But anyway, some of them like Golson. No way. I mean, no way. The T difference is a 4-year contract. There's no chance. Absolutely no chance. 3 years tops, and then after the first year, you're looking to get rid of him.
I was a 2-year man. I was a 2-year extension. I understand the logic of giving him the guy an extension, but I'm with you in that camp. I think 4-year. Obviously, he's protecting his family and himself, and we've got to also protect ourselves. And I think just 4 years at his time of life. Now, hopefully we're played wrong and he gets better, but I don't know. He's not kicked a ball this season, unfortunately, has he?
No, he has not. He's not alone in that. He's no kicked a ball. He's no. Don't know what's up with him. Seems to be Eindhoven
away did a decent game, yeah.
Aye, but they all had a decent game that night. You know what I mean? To be honest, to be fair to them, they all had a decent game. I think that's the first decent game they've all had together. You know what I mean? This season, but we'll get better. We hope. It will get better. As everybody's been saying last night, it's got to get better. It will get better. I'm in that camp, but I don't know if I know for knowledge that's going to get better. It's just hope, and I think it's just hope. To be honest with you, I'm not going to lie about it. I think it's just, and they're all going on about, we'll reset button from this 2 weeks off, and we've never come back for a break yet. Better than we've stopped. I mean, no, since that winter break started, I've never known Rangers to come back and play better than up until they play. They could play well up until they stop, maybe, and then when they come back, they always play worse. They always play worse. So I'm hoping this breaks a cycle this time. Put it this way, it needs to.
I think I'm looking for improvement in the weekend. First and foremost, 3 points. Yeah, to me, it's a game about 3 points, but I accept your point of view, mate. We're looking for improvement in the performance as well, yeah?
Absolutely, mate. The secondary, that it's not the primary thing. It's a 3 points. I'm no losing sight of anything now. I don't want us to play pretty football and get beat or draw. I'd rather play horrible football and win. But it's the way we're playing. It's not so much. I know I say performances, but it's the attitude and application I'm looking for. Basically, it's like we don't look comfortable in games. We don't look not so much in control. I mean, I was listening to GB last night talking about dominating the ball, and I'm saying, it's not about dominating the ball anymore. It's about doing something with the ball when you've got it. Be effective when you've got the ball. No, I've got 80% or 70% of the play. That doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter. What does matter is I've got the other 20%, I've got 25% of the play. What are you doing with the ball? They've scored 2 goals. That's more effective to me than sitting there these million passes about the park doing absolutely nothing.
Are you telling me if you don't shoot, you don't score?
Well, I was going a long-winded way around to get to that point. That's exactly it, in a nutshell.
Aye, there's only one stat that matters, isn't it? Goals for and goals against, isn't it? Really, the rest.
That's it. No, the rest is just showing it.
Well, the
it's
rest
just
of
padding.
Aye.
Sorry, mate. No,
you're all right. You're fine, mate. All right, Albert, I mean, you're a financial expert, wizard, some people even say, but what have you made of the stuff off the park in the last maybe 10 days?
That's a hard one, that one. The Bisgrove one. Start with I've spoken of the Bennett one. The Bennett one's all right. As everybody's saying, I never actually, when I was talking about we need to get a clean out and we start for the right place, I was talking about for the football department. Definitely the football department. For Wilson and all the places underneath him needs looked at and needs addressed, and it really does need tidied up and cleaned out. That's what I was talking about. As for the board, I'm not going to attack the board too much, but what annoys me with the board and what Bennett was saying and what Bisgrove was saying, they always seem to wait for complaints before they do anything. And then they come out with the same sound bites and you're going, oh, best in class and all this nonsense. You're sitting going, okay, we've heard all this before. We're no best in class. But what they don't understand, and they need to understand, and the Rangers supporters, I don't know if Bisgrove is right enough, but Bennett definitely is. And what do you call him? The chairman, he definitely is. A winning team on the park covers a multitude of sins, mate. And that's all. I'll be honest with you. Most of the fans in the ground, me included, are only interested in a winning team on the park. And what's got us all totally peed off at the moment is they tankings we're taking. That's not acceptable. That's what we're trying to tell them. Now, if we can't get it right in the park and we're taking these tankings, they're going to turn on the board and pick out every problem imaginable. We're going to actually pick out all the things I've been saying. But don't get me wrong, there's certain things in there that Bisgrove is talking about. We need to get better. We'll go in the market to look at to get the ticketing better and all that. I mean, they've been talking about that for years now. I'm sick of listening to all this crap. I'm going to stop talking about it and actually do something about it. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I was thinking about. The two of them.
We've got somebody on here that could help them with that. And I'm sure he would do it if he got the relevant reward. I'm sure he could with some of the stuff, you know. But anyway,
yeah,
you know.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just the same old you're getting it. And they will keep saying action speaks louder than words. And they need a winning team on the park. Bennett's talking about best in class. But no best in class on the park. Let's start with that. Let's get radical and start with that. Let's put a team on that park that we all go up and enjoy watching. We're in every game and every competition, and we look the part. The moment we don't look the part, we're really shelly a team.
Is this the hangover for me, mate?
It could be. It could be certain players have just went, well, we've done enough. We go used to the UEFA Cup final, we won the Scottish Cup.
And the support.
Well, they're not expecting us to kick on to some sort of level that I don't think we can achieve with the budgets we're on. So I don't know where we're going there. But as I said before, you can get a good team on the park. I keep going on about the sum of the parts and all that nonsense, but I think we're looking for something that's unattainable. I really do. I think we're aiming at something that, let's be honest with the governing bodies, your own governing bodies and UEFA and FIFA and all them, they don't want you to achieve this. They don't want our nation, as it were, and our clubs to achieve that. They're no big glamour names. They're wanting your Real Madrids, your Barcelonas, your English Premiership teams and PSG and teams, Bayern Munich, teams like that. They don't want us. They really don't. They see us as an inconvenience. They really do, don't they? Let's be honest. It's not.
Well, I'm going to say something, mate. If they're talking about global markets, I had the pleasure last night with Old School Blue, who was looking at some of the data for your show, mate. and we've talked about this briefly before, and I don't know if I've asked you. The second biggest country that we go to, and it's high numbers, mate, high numbers, is Zambia.
Where?
Zambia.
Zambia?
Yeah, so a big shout out to all the Bears listening in Zambia. I think there must be a lot of fashion fans out there, but big shout out for Rangers Radio and thanks for your support. It's mental, mate. Mental. The list of the countries and the people listening frightened me. It frightened me. You know?
I'm getting shy now. I'm sitting here getting shy now. I don't want to talk now.
Well, so we're going to get people to go and do the visits to the places. Southside fancy Zambia. You can do the South Korea, North Korea one.
Aye, I'll do Govan.
I don't think we get many listeners for there, mate. Right, we'll get these phone lines opened.
Aye, let's do it, mate.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where we go with the team. I think the first selection will be interesting to see who's playing in goal, all better.
Well, aye. Let's be honest, nobody's really expecting to change much. I think it'll be the same. Maybe one or two slight changes, but I don't see them going anything radical or anything. Look, putting in more £4 million centre half and more £5 million left back type thing. You don't think it'll go that way.
It worries me if Ben Davies isn't in the team and on the bench again, mate. That just doesn't send out good signs to me.
On me. Mm-hmm. Questions are good, but nobody asks the questions. I know that some of the podcast guys or the Rangers the support try to ask questions, but they're not getting to the bottom of it. And I mean, it's not that they're not getting to the bottom of it. You're never going to get to the bottom of it. If the manager doesn't want to tell you, you know what I mean? But in fact, one of the big questions is the medical team. Somebody needs to start asking these people, what's going on? Why do we get so many injured players? I mean, not just the players that we've had injured, the ones that have come in are injured. What's happening here with this? Because obviously they're giving them medicals. What's happening? Some questions need to seriously be starting to answer this football department. There's something not right. Something definitely not right. We can't afford it, I know. That's the thing about it. Is we can't afford it. We can't afford all these players injured. We can't afford any drawbacks or anything like that. We've got to be firing all cylinders. Everybody's got to be firing all cylinders.
I think what frustrates you, mate, is some of the players have had injury records, for want of a better word. It's not somebody who's been sized a two or been unlucky like Hadji, who are quite an Oculus challenge in a cup tie. It was a walkover, really, and then he's out for a year. You know, we know John Suter now. I think John Suter's not a bad player. I'm not saying he's betting bad, but he's not a bad player. And I understand if we signed him as a squad player, maybe he'd cover corner if he left. So we'll sign him, but would you sign him based on his injury record, Albert?
No, I'm going to get him with Bardspool. I'm going to get him with Bardspool. I'm sorry, but that's modern football. It's getting to the stage. I mean, see the bigger teams down south, they might get near him because they can afford to hold a few of these type players. Up here, with the budgets we've got and the revenue streams that we've got coming in, we can't afford to carry players like that. I know we're Glasgow Rangers and we can soak up some of it, but you can't look at the players we've got injured. It's incredible, and the money it must be getting spent on salaries for these guys. It's absolutely incredible. With no return, and then you've got the players in the team who are not playing well, and all the money it's spent on them as well. And you're going, I would say about 80% of our budget that we're spending out in wages, we're getting absolutely no return on it. Absolutely no return on the football part I'm talking about. Absolutely no return. That's staggering, guys. That really is staggering. So,
who we got injured? Hadji's injured. Long term, Kima Roof's meant to be coming back. Hollander, but we don't know.
Well, you've got McLaughlin injured. You've got Suter's injured, Davis is injured, Hellander's injured. You've got midfield, Lawrence is injured, Lowry's injured, Hadji's injured. You've got up front, Roof's injured. It seems to be it's down to him himself. They keep saying, what does that mean actually? That's another question I need to ask you. What does that mean when they come out and say, well, it's down to the player himself when they're coming back? All right. So is that one of these self-certificates he's got then? I'll just bang an half. I'll stick an half fortnight in. It's amazing to me, mate. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's scratchy heat time. All the time with me, I'm scratching heat going, I don't understand people who play with Rangers and don't want to play. I mean, that boy's Hadji's feelers out saying it might not be 2023. I've read that today somewhere. I don't
think we might be lucky to see him this season, mate.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
He's had a full knee replacement, mate, you know?
Was he?
Aye.
Good grief.
You know?
That could be the end of his career, actually.
Well, you don't know how you're going to come back to that when you progress and you start getting into the heavy physical challenges and the turning and the twisting. You don't know how it's going to take. It's not going to be a quick process, that's for sure. Sorry, mate. Just getting back to the listeners, I've got to give a shout out to Lusaka in Zambia, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
In the last 24 hours in the show, we've had more listeners there than Belfast, Falkirk, Paisley added together. There you go. So, if you're listening, give us a phone for Lusaka in Zambia. We want to know what you like about us, because there's a lot of people listening, mental as that is. But, and we do like Fashion. We like Fashion Junior. We like Fashion Junior, the man. He's not the greatest player we've ever seen, but he gives you everything, but we don't see that much of him. I'm not really happy personally the way he's been treated. I think he's
I'm not either, mate. I've got to back you up now. I am not happy the way the Wee Man's been treated. I think he's been treated appallingly. Absolutely appallingly. And culminating in the UEFA Cup final. Disgraceful what he done to him in that UEFA Cup final. Disgraceful.
Who did they take him off for?
I know. Ramsey, wasn't it?
Aye.
It's madness. It's madness. Do you know what I know? You've got Kent, Wright, Matongo, all no doing anything, right? And you've got Kent marching about there for over a year now. I'd say in the last year and a half, we've got maybe get 6 decent games out of that boy, right? And a couple of goals and a couple of assists in total. That wee boy, Sakala, has scored 12 goals. I mean, I don't know how you look at it, Ox. With my forwards, you score, you stay in. You score, you stay. I mean, that boy Sakala scored 12 goals. And then we're running about wasting our time with Kent, who does nothing, absolutely nothing. Wright does absolutely nothing. And Matongo needs a new alarm clock. You know what I mean? But you're sitting there going, like, they're a wee boy scoring goal. He might not be pretty. He might not be pretty to watch. He might not do the tactical things properly. But he scores goals. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm only interested in people that score goals. Like Cholak scores goals. Cholak stays in. As far as I'm concerned, he stays in. And they can dress it up any way they want. The boy scores goals, the boy stays in the team. End of.
Listen, I know he's not the classiest footballer we've ever seen, but I tend to agree with you. I do think he's a raw deal. He wouldn't be in my first 11. But there's been opportunities to give him a game to see how it pans out and see what he can do and if he can grab a jersey and stay in the team. But he's not been given it, bizarrely, and it's not added up. It looks, but outside looking in, it looks as if there's a bit of a clash, if I'm being honest, Paul.
Well, where does the clash start from? What side does it start from? Does it start for the player towards the management or the management towards the player? As far as I'm concerned, if it's the management, they need to have a look at themselves. They need to have a look at themselves, because it seems to me they're having a lot of clashes, because Kent's not playing for them. And I've never seen Kent argue when Gerrard was there, for example. He never argued with Gerrard on the park. Never, ever. I've seen him 2 or 3 times arguing with Van Bronckhorst. So I don't... Kent's definitely down tools. He's not interested. He is not interested. But again, Sakala's there. And say what you want about the wee guy. He scores goals and he'll give you everything he's got. He'll give you. Might not be the pretty, might not be the best, but he'll give you everything. I can't say that about Kent at the moment. They're all telling me about, he does this and he does that. No, he doesn't. He doesn't run back as much as he did run back. He doesn't fight keep focused in the game as we all showed. As he showed himself up at Parkhead, and that was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for Rangers, but it was particularly embarrassing for him as a professional football player. To do what he done in that game was ridiculous, absolutely, and he should hang his head in shame. And better than that, his teammates should be ridiculing when they're at training about that. I wouldn't let, see if it was me, I wouldn't let him away with that. I just wouldn't let him away with what he'd done up at Parkhead. But again, back to Sakala, I think a wee man deserves a chance. I know a lot of people might not think he should, but I do, because he scores goals. Simple as that, mate. He scores goals.
I never thought I'd say this, but I tend to agree with you, Albert. So it'll be interesting to see what other people think, you know.
Yep.
But once again, a big shout out to our listeners, Losaka and Zambia. Mental, isn't it? Absolutely.
I was going to sing the song there for a wee minute, but I don't want to embarrass myself.
If you sing, we might lose all our listeners.
True. He slaughtered my national anthem.
I remember I've heard you singing.
Oh, it's no good. It's not pretty. I'll tell you that. It's not pretty.
And there was a lady joining in as well.
Aye, well, Mrs. Albert. She's even worse than me. She even manages to hum out a tune.
Take your word for it, mate. I'll take your word. Right, okay. We how do we go to fashion Sakala? Oh, Osaka. Zambia. You never know who's going to take your bear. Right, so we don't know the outside left, number 11, traditionally. We don't know the goalie. You know, if you're saying that, but I don't think there'll be many changes. I don't think Van Bronckhorst's that type of manager, mate. I would like to see Ben Davies playing. I would, if I brought him in. And as I said already, I don't think we'll see the young boy yet, the Turkish boy. I think that'll take a bit of time, and I can understand that. But I don't get the Ben Davies one, mate.
No, I don't get the Davies one. I don't think anybody does. But the only one that truly knows is Van Bronckhorst and his coaching staff. But the rest is all. I mean, maybe even Davis knows what's going on. But I've heard to the grapevine that Davis is a bit of a greeting face trumpet. So if he's fit and not getting a game, you think he'd be champing his door saying, right, hold on, why am I not getting a game? Especially when you're losing 12 goals over 4 games. How am I not getting a game? And if he can't come in and improve that defence or something, we've spent a lot of money in garbage then. If he can't come in and improve that defence, I mean, you could put me in there and I would improve that defence, put it that way.
Aye. I know, I get your point, but we're interested to see how that pans out. Tavernier Lundstrom, I said the other night, mate, I don't think they've been 100% fit. I don't think John's been fit since the game when he got cropped at their place. Mm-hmm. And I think Tar's been carrying an injury since before that. That's nearly a month now. So hopefully, for this 2-week break, they come back refreshed and got the knocks away, mate.
Aye, well, we'll see, mate. Lundstrom, I think he might be right with Lundstrom, but me, I think he just moves the ball too slow, mate. Caught in possession. That's what's making him look. If he's towing a caravan, he's too slow in moving the ball. Tab, I think you're right, but I think there is something wrong with Tab. Again, it might be instructions, so we don't know that. But he doesn't look right, put it that way. He's not, the way he moves, he's not running right. But anyway, we'll see. Again, should he be in the team? Probably not. But then you look at who we're bringing in. It's either Devine or sticking Sands out to right back. But, I don't know. It's the boy Sands. I don't know where you fit that boy in. To me, the midfield should be Lundstrom, McCann anyway. That's what you should be building your midfield round. They two, putting them two in there and saying, right, we're going to start building it round them. Once we start getting rid of for the old timers, that's going to be your basis. They two.
I don't think Charlie McCann will start on Saturday, mate. But he done. If you look at the last game, he's maybe entitled to start, but I don't think he does.
I mean, I think he should, mate. I really do. I think he should. All this mincing about and waiting, and we'll see how he is, we'll nurse him into the team. You get nothing. There's nothing there to hold him out, put it that way. It's different if you're drafting a good, experienced player out who's playing really well. Well, you can understand, well, you're not going to get in front of him in Hussein because he is playing well. We'll get nobody playing well in there. So I don't see why. What's the boy need to do to get a game? I know he's got the talent. All right, he missed a couple of sitters on Saturday there against Dundee United, but he's only a young boy. He'll calm down. He will calm down. That's just a wee bit of excitement in front of the goal. So I think he deserves to play. We need to put him in anyway because he is the future. So you need to see what you've got. Let's be honest. And if he can't go to Tynecastle and put in a performance, well, you got to, as I say, is he the right boy for Glasgow Rangers? Because most of our games are battles, if not all the games are battles. So he needs to get used to it, and I think the boy will get used to it. I think there's a player in that boy. But anyway, I mean, my team would be McCrory anyway, and Goldtar, Goldson, Devine, and Yilmaz. I would start putting this team together and start putting it on the park. It needs to go on the park. Lundstrom, McCann, Tillman, Morelos, Lawrence, and Cholak. That's my team, mate. I would drop Kent and Wright out the team completely.
Scott Wright, better keep away from that man, right? Wouldn't be fair.
I mean, the boy, enough said about that boy. I mean, how many chances does this boy want? I mean, if he can't cement a position on the right-hand side of that team, there's something seriously wrong with him. Come on, we'll get nothing on the right-hand side, so he should be. That's my position, but he doesn't do it. Every time he comes on, Scottish Cup final, scores a goal, you go, I hope this kick's showing, son. This proves that you can carry a ball, shoot and score. Right, let's now kick on for you. Let's say cement your position now. And then he goes back into his wee shell again and does nothing. Absolutely nothing. I can't believe they 4 players would get nothing out of them. Absolutely nothing out of them. It's incredible. You go 1 or 2 after 4, but 4 of them, you don't get anything after 4 players. Madness.
So the 4 players are Matondo, Wright, Kent, and who's the other one?
Kent, Wright, Sakala, and Matondo.
All right.
Sakala's not getting a game, so you're not going to get anything out of him. Matondo, I don't know what's up with that boy. I don't know if it's his discipline or what it is, but Kent and Wright we see regular, and we get nothing. We don't even get a cross ball for them, let alone a chance or a goal or an assist. We don't get a cross ball for them.
And you saying to me that they 4 wide men, if you say they're wide men, you had them together, their goals and their assists for the season, they'll be the worst in the league. Is that what you're saying to me?
Correct. Grand total is zilch.
Interesting.
Look at the price of them. I mean, that's got to be the fat end of about nearly £11 million spent for them.
Man, plus the wages, mate.
Aye, plus the wages, and you get nothing for them. And this is our forward line, Myra, we were talking about. This is 2/3 of your forward line. You've got we're centre forward, whether it's Cholak or Morelos, and they 2 wingers. And that's 2/3 of your forward line, and they're getting zilch off them. Nothing. And I mean nothing. Game after game after game. I mean, don't get me wrong, Van Bronckhorst needs to look at himself saying, what do you keep playing these players you get nothing out of? They're doing nothing in the game, absolutely nothing in the game, but he seems to like players doing nothing in the game. That seems to be his forte. The horseshoe, do nothing in the game, give a pass that doesn't mean anything, don't lose the ball, keep the 0. Everything's negative. You're going, you any positive thoughts? Run forward now and again, have a shot maybe, but let my winger beat somebody. But see, like Matongo, I know what I'd do, that boy. I'd say, all we want you to do is we'll pass this ball about to drag everybody away from you, and then when we get an opening area, you 3 on 1 wing, we're giving you the ball, and you one thought in your head, forward, beat players, shoot a pass. That's it, mate. We don't want anything else after you. That's all we want after you. And I think you'll see a different player. But at the moment, and score, of course. At the moment, I think the boy's confused what he's to do. About to run back, pass back. What about today here? Turn round. I'm not about to go forward now. If I'm not allowed to go forward, I think he's getting overcoached. I think they're making it too difficult for that boy. He's a winger. He's just a simple winger. And wingers they'll beat people. Any winger will tell you they beat people. They don't know how they're doing it themselves most of the time. They don't know what they're doing, but they're effective when they do it. Anyway, I'm giving them now.
You're good at it.
Good at it. That's all I've got, mate. Give them talking crap.
Well, you're very good at that also, maybe, ain't we all?
Aye, well, I've got an O level on that.
A level, I think, mate. Maybe a degree.
scholars.
They'll be in shortly, mate. They're in shortly. The boys who Lasaka are just getting their dinner, mate.
What time is it? We got a time zone for that?
I don't know, mate. I think it's maybe 2 hours behind us, isn't it?
I'm thinking we're on an alarm clock. Actually, we'll get as many listeners. We're actually on an alarm clock and get the guys to Scotland waiting us up in the morning. 2 hours.
You think they'd wake them up, mate? More likely put them to sleep.
Put them to sleep. Anyway. So, have you got a team for Saturday? What tournament teams are we going that for? Are we just...
You've went with your team. I was interested to hear you, mate, and I'm the same as you. I think Morelos and Cholak got to be on the park, mate. I really do.
I don't understand why you wouldn't put them on the park. Well, I understand why Gio wouldn't put them on the park, because they're two forward-thinking players and they could score goals. But don't put them on, Christ's sake. Don't put them upset the apple cart. I think I see he says keep the zero. I think he's talking for the two teams. He doesn't like us to lose goals, but he doesn't like to score goals either.
Well, mate, there's a few games in the last few weeks. I would have kept the zero. They all been a 50 good, no?
Aye, true enough. Yeah, some spankings there, isn't there?
Well, if they kept the zero with one game, we'd have been sitting a point clear. Mental as it is, but there you go. Right, I would have I would have Morelos and Cholak on the park, mate. I think Kent will play, but I understand your frustrations, mate. Midfield, I think Lundstrom will start. And I think Jack will start. And I'm going to say that Lawrence is going to come back. There you go, Albert.
I hope he does,
Yeah.
But no, in our lucky, Lawrence will be, he's just not quite fit for this game. Might be the next game, but no, this. Oh, here we go. There's that many big games going to pass these good players by, you know what I mean, before you're actually ever going to get them fit and on the park again. That's one of the things that annoys me. You've got this Champions League stuff. Prior, you've got the qualifiers, obviously, and then you've got the league games and an away game at the end, and then you've got the two section games in the Champions League. All these important games, and the players that you want on are missing it through injury, and you're getting all these. And then once the season goes on, and if you fall behind the league, you get put out the cup. You're out the Champions League. Next thing they all start coming back again. You're going, it's too. I want to swear. It's too late. You're going, now's the time. Like Ramsey, I kept saying about Ramsey. You want him fit now. No, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We've not got that time to get him fit. We need them fit now. As far as I'm concerned, the medical team need to get the finger out as well. Because I don't know. We'll be super cautious here. Anyway, sorry, mate.
Going back to what you said about Ruth, mate. You think back in the day, you were sort of told if you were fit, whereas now with the big fit boys, the players are saying, well, there's still a tweak, mate, you know? Is it true, mate? Is there any truth in it? You strain your hamstring trying to get off your settee to get a Malteser. Is there any truth in that?
I don't want to say too much. I'm waiting to have the court case on that one. That's pending, mate.
I did hear a vicious rumour, mate.
Well, it's I'll not say it's right and I'll not say it's wrong. I'll just say it's pending.
Pending.
I sprained my wrist once trying to get around, but that was years ago.
Aye, well. You're not exactly bridge at the bar, I'll say that to you, mate, yeah?
Can I get to the bar for bridge? 5 hour tap him.
He's directing traffic, that's what he's doing.
He's in charge of the water jug.
Yes. We'll be joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Albert.
Hi, Blue Star. How you doing, pal?
Not bad, mate. Just listening to you there, I totally concur and agree with everything you are saying, especially about Ben Davies, Ox. See if that boy doesn't start on Saturday. Honestly, Gio's, irrespective of the result, and I'll put that right away, irrespective of the result, Gio's got to be seriously asked questions. Seriously. If you're telling me he can afford to start with King, nae harm to the boy. He's hardly kicked a ball for us, but He's already threw him in at right back, and he's played him at centre half. Now, whether the guy turned out to be a cracker or no, I've got to be honest, I can't see it in him. But if you're telling me we can spend the best part of £4 million, when these accounts are coming out, I'm telling you, there's a big black hole. Common sense, and we all know it coming. And if we can afford to spend that kind of dough on somebody that's supposed to be fit, but for some strange reason our manager's not playing him, then that just doesn't add up. And the other one for me, all bears bang on, and yourself about Sakala. I've said it a million times. He's not the best goal scorer in the world. He's not the best player in the world. But the one thing you can't criticise wee Sakala for, when you can the rest of our team, the wee guy gives 110% in every game. Would I rather see a wee guy that tries and guineas all than half of them at Ernie? 100% all the time. For me, Ox, the midfield on Saturday, if he's fit, and I'm hoping he's fit, it'll be Lawrence, Lundstrom and Jack. I don't see it any other way. I agree with you on Morelos and Kovac, but I've got to be honest, I genuinely do think Gio's that stubborn. I just don't see it happening. I really don't. It should have tried it before now. Certainly Morelos should have been on far earlier than what he was against Dundee United, along with Kovac. Not just one for the other.
Still at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even if we brought him on to play him alongside him and give a big guy a horn up front, even when we were 2-0 up, if you can't play him at Ibrox, goodness me, there's something far wrong there. How does a guy get match fit when you can't bring him on with 20 minutes, 30 minutes to go when you're 2-0 up? Some of these decisions are absolutely baffling and wide of the mark. They really are.
Albert?
Well, I agree, mate. I mean, I scratch my head all the time. I mean, who am I to say that I should be understanding what he's doing? But you go, some of his basic stuff, you go, even I understand that you're trying to get a player match fit, you've got 20 minutes to go in a game, I put him on now, but no, I'm not putting him on. You've got players actually on the park that are not playing particularly well, but they'll not take them off and put them. It's madness. It's just total madness. I don't get it myself. But Walter Smith used to do it and all. We weren't playing well. He used to take the player off. And it always seems to be the player that was playing well. But 9 times out of 10, why he got it right? No, I mean, you're sitting there scratching your ego going, how did he do that? How did he know to take him off? When he looked to me, if he was one of the better players, Van Bronckhorst doesn't get it right, but that's the problem with me. He doesn't get it right. And it's not so much the substitutes he doesn't get it right. They're just baffling. He doesn't get the team selection right this season at all. I just don't trust him with the team selection at all. That baffles me, some of his team selections. But there you go. What do you do?
I mean, Ox, there's one. Seeing the Dundee United game, we're midfield were more than holding our own in the first half. We know we should have been 4 and 5 goals up.
And Jack was excellent for the first half an
hour. Exactly, that's the point I'm going to make. Jack, and dare I say it, who I don't fancy him, I don't think he should be there anymore, but I'm holding my hands up. Jack and Arfield were doing well in the midfield. He took the 2 of them off when they were on top of their game to put on Tillman and Kamara. Seriously, did Tillman and Kamara do anything when they come on? I'll tell you what they done. They made it easier for Dundee United to run right through our midfield. Some of these decisions are baffling. Absolutely baffling.
I'm trying to think if I can put up a defence here. Domestically, I'm struggling a bit.
I mean, I don't think, see, like, so we sound that we're all getting on his case and all that. We probably are getting on his case, but we're trying to, like yourself, trying to find a positive. You're trying to say, look, he's outsmarting us all, he knows better than us all, which he probably does. But the performances are telling you on the park, and the 2 spankings, or the 3 spankings we've took this season tells you, you've not a clue what you're doing, mate. You've not got a clue what you're doing. That's the problem. We'll go, I'm trying to say something positive. I'm trying to say he does things that I really like, but I don't know anything he does that I really like. I really don't. And you've probably guessed I'm sort of off his train. I'm completely off his train. I don't rate the guy at all now.
I mean, if granted, giving the guy a bit of credit, there was tweaks he did in matches in Europe last season. We all know that. And he did make massive differences with changing guys in position. Yes, he did. So it shows that when he looks at an opposing team and he sees where the threats are, he certainly has to know how to combat that. But in our league, if you take away the European run last season, yes, we were only beat by 4 points in the league. We know that. And probably Europe had everything to do with that. I hold my hands up. There's no getting away from that. But remember, guys, we went that basically the second half of the whole season without playing a striker. That was competitive. No one in that final. I don't care what MD says. So then you get into this season, and his saving grace was, oh, you need to give him a break at the start of the season because you need to wait till he brings in his own players. And that's just that's the galling thing for me. And I don't think MD can defend, because we were always told the guys that would come in would be there to push on the players we already had. Well, that has simply not happened in any way, shape or form. The only guy you can hold your hands up and say, well, he's at least put the ball in it, is Big Kolac's. Now, even Lawrence played in fits and starts, but at least he looked as if he had it. The guy certainly had the ability for me. If you go through the rest, Tillman, wee bits here and there. Yes, he scored a couple of goals in Europe. But in our league, nah. None of them have produced in the 7 games so far in our league. No. But the best all intents and purposes, it doesn't matter how you look at how your team's playing them, though. If you look at the opposition, which Gio definitely does, we know that because he's European run. If you look at the teams we're up against, it doesn't take rocket science. They are not up against top quality. No way, shape or form.
No,
and yet, look at how badly we've struggled against absolutely, totally inferior sides. That's the alarming thing for me, guys. Even if we're half a bit of form, you're saying to yourself, well, there comes bits in the games where you're going to totally overpower them. I've not seen us overpowering one single team in our league. Not one. And you've got to ask the question, why is that?
All right, you're right. I think the only thing I will say, Albert, is I don't know if it's a hangover, selection issues, there's a breakdown between he's not getting his message across, which all cases issues are concern. If we win on Saturday, we go top of the league, which is mental. But I do actually agree with both Stan. Apart from St Johnstone and Ibrox, where we won reasonably comfortably, I don't think we've had a pass-mark performance in the league this season.
I'd agree with that. I'd absolutely agree with that. But we're getting, well, apart from 2 results, we're getting results, and we keep saying it's results that count, and it is results that count. But you've got to say to yourself, we don't look. In fact, see if you get somebody who didn't know anything about football and you brought them into Ibrox and you put one team black strip, one white, and says to them, point out the team that's spent millions of pounds on their team. They couldn't do it because that's how average we look when we play everybody in the Scottish League at the moment. It was just total average, and you're going, well, we're better than this. We're definitely better than this. Come on, but we don't show it. But with Van Bronckhorst, I mean, it tells you everything you want to know. You can just whittle it down to one thing to prove a point that he really doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to Kent. How the boy stays on the part is beyond me. How he even gets a start is beyond me. But he keeps playing him. You go, explain that. I would love him just to explain that one thing. Now, if you can see the boy's off form and he's not playing well, why are you keeping playing him? Why? Because if he can explain that one to me, I could probably understand the rest of his tactics. But the way I get brought up with football and playing football and watching football, if somebody's not playing well, you take them out the team. You don't play them till they actually get confidence back, then you bring them back into the team. But he doesn't do that. That's just one position. There's plenty of other positions in the team. It's like this as well. So if you just keep playing the same thing hour and hour and hour again, it's not going to get any better. He's baffling. It's totally baffling to me as well.
I'm in the camp with Kent that he's void of confidence, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt then, mate. Yeah, I think he needs to put one in, cut inside and put one in the poke, a good goal, and he might kick on. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because we know there's a player in there.
Oh, definitely, mate, definitely. But he's not playing, and he can't keep saying, "I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and keep him on. How long do you keep him on for? Because this is the domestic games. He's not played a good game in the league. Let's be honest about it. And I think he's played nearly every one of them, and he's not even played a good 10 minutes in any of the games. I mean, he's not even done anything in the game.
I'm going to laugh. He's not even played a good 10 minutes. It's sad, but it's true, Ox. I mean, we all know the guy's riddled with talent. He really is. The guy's blessed with enormous talent, and he's just not shown it. And we know confidence causes a lot of things. Gives you momentum, makes you play well, makes you play bad. But as Albert says, there has to be responsibilities there for your manager, especially when other guys are playing worse. Guys in the team have got to stand up and be counted and say, well, look, boss, how is it such and such get all these games? And we've got other players there. They've got to look at one another because we've all been there, we've all done it, we've all said it. I mean, you look at Tav, they keep telling us, oh, this is why I'm baffled at. They keep telling us, they come out and they hit you with all these sound bits. We've got a big squad. You talked about it earlier on. The amount of players that's been injured and picking up big wages. Big wages compared to any other team in Scotland. And they're not producing nothing for us. Now, injuries is one thing. But when players are on the park and getting games and they're literally an empty shirt, you look at what they keep telling us, we've got 2 players for every position. Well, that's just nonsense. If anything happens to Tav, we don't have another right back. I can't get my head around this. We've got a massive squad and yet very, very important positions. We've been proven since the start of the season and we've only played half a dozen games. How bereft of talent we are in certain positions. So this carry on about a big squad that I keep going on about, it's utter nonsense. You may as well say half the guys that's in our squad, Ox, they're never going to get near our first team. So why are they at our club? Seriously, why are they at our club when they're never going to get wearing a shirt? Because they're never going to.
The problem is, as we touched on earlier on, Albert, they've got contracts and moving people on. I think the boy Sands was your cover for Tav, if I'm being honest, mate. I think that would have been part of his role at times. He would have been a utility player. That if Tav would have come out. And also at times, remember Ryan Jack in the past had played at right back for his club.
Oh, I know these things, but they're not out and out right backs. What we keep getting told is we've got 2 players for every position. It's nonsense. We haven't.
The only right back we've got then is the boy Devine. And listen, the boy's done well and he's only starting out his career. We don't know how good he is, Albert, because we've not seen him often enough to judge, have we?
No, we've seen him against Queen of the South, but let's be honest, Steve did a good game that night either. But we've not seen enough of the boy to say anything about the boy. We've not even seen enough of any of the new signings, really, apart from Cholak, to say they're good or bad players as well. We've got to give them a chance. We'll give them a chance. But to me, it's just the same players playing bad. And I'm not going to keep rattling on about Kenny. He's not the only one that's been playing bad. Tav's not been playing particularly well, whether it's injury or no. It doesn't take him out. Goals has not been having a good game. It doesn't take him out. And you go on and on and on. Barisic's now starting to play well, strangely enough.
Lundstrom's
not been playing particularly well. No to the standard of the last 6 months of last season. He's way off that. Way off that. Could be injury. I think it's other things, but it could be injury. Kamara's not playing well. He isn't interested. Jack's injured. He looked overweight when he came back. Morelos looked overweight when he came back. Arfield is a impact player. Davis is an impact player. It goes on and on and on. You just go on. The 4 that we spoke about earlier on, Kent Wright, Scarlett, Maton, nothing out them. Blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on and on.
I'm going to throw this back at you. I know you're only known for your happy-go-lucky used to, but I'll throw this back at you. But ticking the box, we qualify for the Champions League, and if we win on Saturday, we go top of the league. It's
absolutely
mental. It's absolutely mental. You know, it could be a springboard. I'm not seeing how other results are going. I'm not that interested, Blue Star. But if we win on Saturday, it could be a springboard. And you very seldom get through a league camp playing well the whole season. So hopefully, and I'm just hopeful that this is a springboard come Saturday.
Well, that's the word, Docs. It's hope. It's certainly no expectation because we've showed nothing so far. So you've got to look at it another way and say, well, can we play any worse? No, we can't. We can only get better. And hopefully that's the case. They've had a rest. Most of the players have all had a rest. He's got to get into their heads and say, right, You're getting your rest now. You've got to come back and start showing it, and not come back the way we've done in the last 4 years. We've come back for a break and we've been worse. So that just can't be allowed to happen on Saturday. It's at 3 points and it's a must-win game. And as you say, hopefully it's onwards and upwards. They start getting a bit of confidence and start playing the way that we know they can.
Aye, all better.
Aye, oh, aye. I mean, you're hoping. I'm hoping. Everybody's hoping it comes good. But I'm not a happy clapper, mate. I never will be a happy clapper. I jealously...
You're more a window, aren't you?
Aye. I jealously protect my praise for players because I believe that you earn the praise. And when they play well, I'll praise them. Don't worry about that. I will praise them. But I'm not just going to praise them because they stick a blue jersey on and run about there kidding on they're putting effort in. That's no what I'm after. For Glasgow Rangers, we've got standards, and these players are not reaching that standard. They're not even reaching professional standard, let alone Rangers standard. The Rangers standard, in my mind, is above professional standard, and they're not getting professional standards yet. We Kent at Parkhead and others, Lindstrom at Parkhead, Kamara at Parkhead. I'm not picking in Kent, so I'm going to leave him alone now because I've said enough about the boy. But I'll give praise, definitely give praise, mate. I'll be a happy camper, but I'm not doing it because I'm a happy clapper. I'm just not doing it, mate. If they're not playing, they're playing this standard of football and struggling in these games, and they've three doings this season alone. In my mind, they've took 3 doings this season alone, and it's not acceptable. Not acceptable.
No, what's the problem?
I'll let you go now, Hawks. Thanks for having me on, mate. I need to see my mat. Great show. Carry on listening in. But cheers. Onwards and upwards, and we've got to pray that definitely 3 points is a must, that this team can get into their heads, that they can go on and do something in this league. It's got to happen, guys. But thanks for having us on, Hawks.
Cheers,
and out.
Cheers, mate.
I think it is about the result on Saturday first and foremost, but we are hoping to see a performance, as we said already. You know, and do you think the amount of games we've played, mate, I know we've had the summer off, but really from January right through, it was been mental, and it has been pretty much the same players. Do you think that's had any effect, mate?
Well, definitely, mate. I mean, you only can do so much, mate, and then your body just starts fucking saying, oh, sorry, mate, just starts running you down and saying, enough's enough. You've got to rest. You've got to, not just physical rest, mental rest as well, because you can overload players. There's no doubt about that. And there might be a backlash, as you pointed out earlier on, about what happened last year. That's fair enough. That's all fair enough. But eventually you've got to get out of it. Right? So maybe this is us going through that period, played garbage, now we're out of it. Now we're starting out of it. Saturday onwards will tell us, won't it? But I definitely can have effect, no doubt about it. But they need to shake themselves. Unfortunately, 4 of the 7 players that we brought in are injured. You know what I mean? They're no fit to play, put it that way, for various reasons. But hey, they were supposed to come in and help us bring the level of the team up. Well, they've not had the chance to do that. So we're going back to the well again. I don't trust Van Bronckhorst with injured players either. Look at Alfie. He ran Alfie into the ground, and I think he's going to do the same with Tav and Lundstrom if he is injured. He'll run them into the ground, and then you'll lose them for months and months. It's stupid. It's madness. It's absolute madness. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
All right, well, it's that time of the evening, mate. Get yourself in mute, because we're going to have a tune.
I'll do, Paul.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though times they have been hard, we've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Every Saturday we follow to cheer the most successful team in football. With Scotland's gallant few, who times they have been hard, we'll follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Whoa.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
You there?
All right, Mucker.
Aye, after that tune, we're going to win the World Cup, man. That gets you going.
Aye, it's a cracker, isn't it?
Oh, aye. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Well, that came out a couple of years, 18 months ago, I suppose, wasn't it? No.
Oh, it's super. It's driving along the road tune, isn't it, man? You get going, eh?
Marching, mate, marching.
Oh, aye, marching. I forgot about that. Marching. My days of marching are done, mate.
Aye. I know the feeling, mate. I know the feeling. But I don't know if negativity is the right word. There's a lot of disappointed bears, with performances. Frustrated, how does that sound, Albert? Does that sound better?
Aye, it's one of the ones. We didn't expect. See, you take the heavy defeats of it. You go with that. You wouldn't. I don't think it'd be so negative. It's just a heavy defeat sits there, man, and you just go, oh, it's sore. I don't know what everybody else thinks. It's just sore. But that happened.
I go to the Napoli one, mate. That was just, it was a big moment in the game. We send an half penalty, and we did the 10 men, and then we kept to it. And then obviously they got the luck. It was a penalty. I think Barisic had to be looking for a penalty, and they scored that one, and that just drained us completely energy, and they just picked us off the last couple of minutes. So I can understand that. With the other two, mate, were just, it was a white flag, wasn't it? It was Dido, wasn't it?
Aye, that's the one that sent everybody into meltdown. That's why. I mean, you get a lot of good positive characters that come on, and admire them. I really do admire them, and they keep the spirit up, and it's fight on. And don't get me wrong, I believe that fight on, never give up. But you can't gloss over the defeats, mate. You've got to face them. You've got to face up to them. And you've got to say to yourself,
the difficult bit about this show, mate, you can only critique the performances. You can't say we play well when we play bad. Yeah?
Aye, exactly, mate, exactly. So you've got to, as I say, you've just got to own up to it and say we took 2 spank or 3. I think we took 3 spankings. But
you've got to be honest with the boys in Lasaka, mate.
Aye, well, see the especially the Celtic one. I just couldn't believe it. I was watching that game. I really couldn't believe it. But it happened. So that's fine. It's happened. Don't like it. Won't accept it. Never accept anything like that. But we need to do something about it.
It's how you react, isn't it? So if we go and win on Saturday, that starts lifting some of the clouds. Anyway, we've been joined by your Billy, Ian and William. Oh, his wife must have put one in his chin. He's very quiet. Either that, he's on mute. What do you think? There we go.
Hello. How you doing? All right, Ox. All right, Albert.
I'm good, pal. How are you?
Aye, all right, mate. All right. No, I was just listening to the show. Some cracking points, mate. But I'll tell you, I'm going to throw a couple of things in to the organ grinder, as they say, just to see. Now, see for the start of the season, right? Be it in league, European football, or cup in a cup competition, Rangers have not played the same team, the same starting 11, twice in a row. Now, obviously, that's due to injuries, players being off form, and also trying to get a settled formation put down on to start the games, right? Now, We get battered against Ajax, right? That was the first time I've played in that level of football for 12 years. 3 individual errors cost us at Parkhead. We were down to 10 men against Lazio, right? And we're still only 2 points off the top of the table. Now, I think we're, as all David likes to come on and say, we're jumping the gun a wee bit here. Yes, we want to see attractive football. Of course we do. But in the same token, we've got to remember we have not played the same starting 11 twice in a row. And when we start to do that and get regular players playing in regular positions, the confidence will start to grow, the football will get better, and we'll kick on. So I think we're just being a wee bit naive, gents. I don't know what your thoughts are, but that's just the way I see it. Sometimes I think they're just a wee bit. We look for too much as Rangers supporters, and I get that. And I know we want the best. We want to see the best football, and I get that too. But due to the circumstances, sometimes we've got to take a wee step back and look in to see what's actually happening in front of our noses. That's just my own thoughts, gents. I don't know what you think yourself.
The particular games, the fact that we lost to Ajax, we can live with. Some of the performances were atrocious. Tav obviously playing when he was fit. The boy Sands an own goal. The performance of Wright that night was shocking. Along with others, looked to his depth. I don't think they games are particularly the problem. It's Livingston at the start of the season, away, struggle. Kilmarnock at home, struggled. Dundee United at home, struggled. Queen of the South at home, struggled. St Johnstone, we done okay. Where else have we went? Where else have we been away from home? Hibs, aye. Circumstances were that one, but we weren't great, let's be honest. We weren't great that day either, Robert. And then we've run out of the games. The two games that have been decent this year for us to watch have been the 2 Eindhoven games. The game at Ibrox was a cracking game of football, but obviously we done all right away from home. Billy, I accept your points about players, but we might not play the same game, the team, for the end of the season because of injuries, suspensions, whatever. You've just got to deal with the cards you've got, and we have not kicked a ball this season. That's the issue.
Yeah, mate. No, I get that. I get that 100%, Ox. But what I'm saying is, mate, right? See, when you know yourself, right? Anybody that's playing football or watches the football, right? When you get a settled team, i.e., maybe not a starting 11, a starting 11 week in, week out, right? But if you've got a nucleus of 8 or 9 players there playing week in, week out, that settles your team down. And it brings the best out in each other, and it also brings the best out in competition for players to come in to that job.
If you take the Celtic game away and then the Ajax game, we only made one change. So it is the nucleus of the same team playing, all better.
Yeah, Billy, I appreciate your point, man. I want to deny you your point. Your point's a fair point. Myself, I don't particularly agree with it, but I can see your point. I can see where you're coming from. But what you've got to realise, I'm not complaining about silky football. My biggest complaint is application, mate. That's my biggest complaint. Now, come Saturday, I'm expecting the application to be right. The good performance will follow a good application, mate. It's just the way things are. And the applications since we started the season has been stinking, mate. Absolutely stinking. And you can't say that players that are not playing well, like Kamara and Lundstrom and Tav and all the rest of them are not playing well, is down to an unsettled side. That's just players not playing well, mate. And no good application. So application is the big thing for me. So I'll give you a question back then, Billy. Listen to this one. Everybody's fit in that 30-man squad. Everybody's fit, including Hadji. Everybody's fit. Name our strongest 11.
Name our strongest 11 right off the top of my head now.
Aye, go for it, mate.
Right, I'll go McGregor, Tavernier, Sands, Davis, Barisic, Lundstrom, Jack, Kent, Alfie up front with Kolach, and I would play Scott Wright down the right hand side. Got a straight 4-4-2.
Wow. Scott Wright gets in with our best team, does he, Billy?
Down the right-hand side is an attacking right-hand side. You play all day long, mate.
Wow. I think we'll put that out to Facebook.
Aye, put that on. I want to see the role in that one, Billy boy.
Well, yeah.
You might change every time you think about it, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from, mate. Go for it.
You're a big fan of Connors, aren't you? You'd have gave him that 4-year contract, Billy.
Oh, aye. I'd a couple of years on it.
I am Barrel.
That's the problem, mate. He starts all day long. That's the mental bit, and his performances this season. If I'm being honest, his performances this season haven't been great. Connor Golston, the consistency you could argue for him hasn't been there. He's not been great at all, in my opinion. But
I know. He's not my favourite. I'm not hiding the fact he's not my favourite player. But he has played some good games. He has played some good games. Okay. And as I said, I'm not a happy clapper, but when somebody plays well, like Lundstrom, I said he was a donkey. Started playing well, but he's back to playing like a donkey again. So I'm not going to sit here and say Connor Golston is this, that, or the next thing. He's got the mistakes, the unforced mistakes. Everybody can make mistakes, I know that. But no unforced ones, the ones, the stupid ones. Running with the ball and hit kicks it too far in front of him, that nonsense. Not, I mean, lack of concentration, that sort of nonsense. He's not my favourite player, but he gets a game. But you got to get 10 out of 10 in the guy. He's always available to play, always. You can't fire injury problems at that boy, because he puts the rest of them, him and Taff put the rest of them to shame when it comes to that.
Right. We'll be joined with another Billy. How we doing, Billy?
Hello. I phoned you last night.
My memory's not that bad, Billy. I can remember last night.
I'm on Hamilton now. I'm in East.
Have you moved since last night?
Eh?
Have you moved since last night?
I'm at the missus' house tonight.
Is that your wife or your girlfriend's house?
It's my partner.
All right, okay. What's his name?
Engaged for 5 years. But I keep my home address.
Best of both worlds, right? What's your point there, Puff?
Basically, what I would do is I would keep the team the same. Hopefully, Ryan, Jack, and whatnot, go up a game a wee bit, and hopefully the wee Welsh boy, he's fat. But in my opinion, I would say if we can't change it in a couple of games, I don't know what's going to happen. I know Gio's kind of laid back and all that. He's standing in the dugout with his arms folded. He's not got too much to say. He's not a big advocate. He's no a Walter Smith. But I think we need that chance. I honestly think that hopefully the actual players have been listening to the comments and we get it on board. And hopefully we put performances in. It's your opinion. Again, Billy, it's you say the word that we're all been saying. It's all hope, innit? We're hoping this and hoping that, and we don't know for a fact. And put it this way, they've not instilling confidence in anybody that they're going to do it. So it's time they did instill that confidence. We keep saying they're good players, they've just not shown it at the moment. But hope, we shouldn't be sitting saying we hope Kent's going to play good. Kent needs to come and play good. Kamara needs to come and play good. Goals and Tab, they all need to turn up.
Kamara's hardly played this season, mate. He's hardly played.
I mean, that should be the same as Kent. Kent should have played the same amount of games as him because he's playing as bad as Kamara. So Kamara's not getting picked. Why is Kent getting picked? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand this at all. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But again, we said Sakala. He doesn't fancy Sakala, so there's one reason that Kent's getting a game. It seems he doesn't fancy Matungo. There's another reason Kent's getting a game. And Wright seems to get picked. Or he's on the bench all the time anyway. So So I don't know. It's no right. But this hope carry on. It should be more than hope. We should be expecting it. We should be confident we're going to get it.
Saturday, mate. I expect us to win.
Well, so they are. I expect us to win, but as you're disappointed, I expect us to win every game, to be honest with you. I'm mad disappointed when we don't. We could play the Brazil. I said before, we could play the Brazilian 1970 team, Ibrox, and we expect to beat them. It's just the way it is. And it shouldn't change. Sorry.
I think we could give them a right good game, but some of them are in the ratings now, you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong, in the ratings, I think they could give us a good game. That wasn't the form, man.
Oh, come on, Billy. You kid us on, you can't kid everybody else on.
The only thing is the difference when you look at Kent and Kamara. Look at what Kent cost and look at what Kamara cost. It's a big deluge in price. The Kamara. Hello?
Oh, we can join with Davey. Davey, how we doing?
No bad, Ox. Good evening, panel. I'd just like to know your thoughts on, see, the players we've signed this season. What's Gio's input into the players we've signed? Do you think he's had much input into it?
Oh, I think this is my own personal thoughts, Davey. I've no inside, and I'll give you all better time to think. I think you have a number of positions as your priorities. You agree that with your so-called director of football. So the end draw a list up. You maybe say there's 5 positions we're looking at. Is that fair? Yeah.
Well, that's your opinion, but I would just like to know. I'm
not finished yet. Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
You then draw up a list of who's out of contract and your budget requirements, or who fits into your budget, who would cost you X amount, and what the wages would be, and who's free in transfer, and how his wages could be if you can afford them. So if you have 10 players for every position, maybe half of them will disappear off your list because you recognise you can't afford them. Then once you get down to the ones you can afford and who are available and willing to come, the manager's involved along after having looked at it. And I think he's got to have input. I think the days of him having the final say are gone, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But I think that's how it works at most modern football clubs now. Albert?
I think you're right, mate. Me personally, I think it's a tick sheet that the manager gets. At the end of every season and the beginning of the season, he's got the tick sheet sitting there. And it's... And he's got all the list of players, his squad and his B team and all the rest of it, and he's just to go down and tick to see who he wants to keep. And on the side of that, you've got keep, let go, extend, and then you've got another list at the end to say tick the positions that you want, you feel that they need to strengthen. He gets that, and then he gets his final tick list is the players that's available we're looking for to fit into our wage structure, and then he's to agree. Pick the ones that you suggest and then they go away and try and get them. That's what I think would happen. I think it's quite simple as that, mate. I don't think there's any great depth getting it. I don't think there's any. We sit and talk about contracts. I don't think that's anything to do with Van Bronckhorst. I think it's more to do with who we want to keep. We need to let players go. Now, they might say the board comes down a remit to say, look, we need to cut the budget back by X, we need to cut the wage bill back by X. Then that gets passed on to Van Bronckhorst saying, look, we need to cut the budget then, so who can we let go? Because we'll need to start trimming the budget. So that sort of thing will have a conversation with. But apart from that, I think it's just a picture. I think it's as simple as that, mate.
So the question I'm asking, what do you think Gio's input is into these players? Because it worries me. If Gio has had any input into signing these players, why is he not playing them? And it worries me that the players that he signed, because he is a kind of player for his backside, because most of the players he signed have been duds. And he's proven that himself by not playing them. And if by not playing these players has been somebody else that signed them, we're in big stook. Because if he's had input into these players that he signed, but he doesn't ken the players. There's only a couple of players that's really like Lawrence and Cholak is really kind of half decent. And you've seen a bit of Tillman. He looks no bad in bits. But for the rest, nah. And over the last 3-4 seasons, go back before Ross Wilson, the boy, was it Mark Allen? His signing record was much the same. It was poor. And see the amount of duds that we sign, players that's injured. And they're actually, because go to your roof. My wee grandson, my son-in-law, they rate him highly. And he says, what do you think, Grandad? I says, he's quite a good player. I says, but he's too injury prone. I wouldn't touch him. And we've got too money. I've just signed Shooter. He's the same. We'd never seem to learn. And the amount of players that we've signed over the last few years has been absolutely duds and injury prone and that. I ken they can get injured after it, but the record speaks for itself. There must be about 4 or 5 players that we're paying good money for. Then we've got a boy that signed for Leicester alongside Bassey, I can't remember it. We signed him and he's got a heart problem and we still sign him.
No, he didn't come from Leicester, he came from High Wycombe, Bournemouth.
Well, aye, that's right, sorry.
Aye, but
he came with that Phillips, yeah.
We didn't sign him with a heart problem, mate. That's not what happened.
Well, surely that's going to come up in the medical that he's getting.
What happens if the condition happened after you have the medical, mate?
That's right.
But your opinion of what I say is regarding Gio, if he's got any say in the signings.
I've answered your question how I think it goes. He has got input, but he'll not be like a traditional manager back in the day. There is it, but he says no.
No, I don't think. I don't think it's that Gio goes to Wilson with a list of players that he wants. I don't think it's like that. Well, I think that would be something similar to what happened in the past before sporting directors, sport directors, and all that carry on come in. I think that's. I need a centre forward. Get me so and so if we can. Can we afford him? Well, we're going to see if we can get him, or who's available in the transfer market. Oh, I want him. I think that's in the past. I think it's quite methodical now. I think it's there's your bracket. There's what we can afford. No, but he might mention a name and it's quickly dismissed and saying no, we can't afford him. Forget about that. It ain't happening. But again, what I'm saying, if you pull out Ramsey in that one, where did that one? Who made that decision? Who decided? Let's go and talk to Ramsey and see if he wants to come to Rangers. That's a weird one.
What is Gio's input into that?
Exactly.
What's Gio's input?
Exactly. I don't know.
What's Gio's input? Any of the players that we've signed? Because I've heard this for weeks now, lambasting these players that we've signed, how they've never had a ground running, and if they're buying them for the future or whatever, it doesn't seem to be that good investments now. And it's only about 18 months, 2 years ago, we were talking about this Rangers team, the nucleus of this Rangers team being the best Rangers team ever. Now we're absolutely slaughtering them.
Yep.
And that's for Ken. I think Ken gets a raw deal. And I hear he's all on about him, but Kent gets so far up the park, and they're not in front of him for the ball to go to. So he's looking about, and they're not there, because if there are 2 or 3 men up are marking Kent, there must be spaces on the park elsewhere. These players are out of position, and we're not capitalising on that. Because we're playing like statues. The midfield's non-existent.
I think the problem with Ryan Kent, mate, is his numbers, mate. As a forward player, he's meant to put the ball into the box at times to supply goals, or he's meant to take chances to score goals. And if he scores if he'd scored 4 goals for the start of the season to now, people would look at Ryan Kent differently. He's not scored a goal.
No, I understand the stats for Kent and that. I do. But I think there are too many players on him, and
there wasn't.
Kent gets kicked up in the park.
There wasn't anybody within 2 yards of him when he missed one for 6 yards against Dundee United.
Aye. It's not alone there. There have been others that's done that and worse.
Aye, but he should bust the net, and then his season.
He should get on target at least.
Aye.
Understand that. But there has been players done worse than that. And we're not as hard on them.
But that, David, that's not an argument, is it? It's players have done worse than that. It's no about players doing worse than that. It's about him not putting the ball in the net. If that ball falls to Sherlock, for example, in that same position, that's a goal. That's a goal, mate. There's Nate in Arfield as well. That's a goal as well. And McCann, that's a goal.
No, I don't know.
I wouldn't say so much Arfield. Arfield's missed a few absolute sitters.
Arfield missed one 5 minutes later, just as bad.
Aye.
That's what I'm saying. Arfield's chance falls to Sherlock gets a goal. If Kent's chance falls to Sherlock gets a goal. If McCann's chance falls to Sherlock gets a goal. So if they 3 chances fall to Sherlock, he's scoring 5 goals in that game. But the fact of the matter is, they didn't fall to Sherlock. They fought to other players who should be putting them away. Arfield, Kent, and wee boy McCann. They should be putting these chances away. They'll hear out that. But we can't say other players are missing it, so that's letting Kent. That's sort of justifying what Kent's doing.
What I'm trying to say is that people they expect a lot more from Kent, and we can it's in his locker. But if the players are not getting forward and past Kent, there are no place for the ball to go to.
Except the midfield's been atrocious this season. Anyway, talking about somebody who's always atrocious, we've been joined by Alex Kelly. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Oxshire. All better than the rest of the guys.
Hi, how you doing, pal?
No bad.
Lighten the mood.
Just listening away, and I agree with the content about most everybody said. But as you know, Oxshire, I've been on about it a wee while. Recruitment for me, all the fingers point at Ross Wilson here. Where we are now, it's self-inflicted. A lot of the team that Billy named as their best team now, the vast majority of that was playing 3 years ago under Gerrard, and we're still relying on them, and that's part of the problem, because we keep going back to these players, back to the well, and asking them to produce again, but they're 4 year older, their bodies are 4 year older, they're breaking down because they're injured, because they're older. You keep asking the same players all the time and don't utilise the squad the way it should be, then this is what's going to happen. But there's also the factor of the modern player these days, the power that they have. You look down the road there at Chelsea, I know it's a different level with finances, but Thomas Tuchel came in halfway through a season, took a team out for Frank Lampard and won the Champions League. A year later, the guy's out of job because the players don't fancy playing for him, or they've been promised moves, or been promised this or that. I think that's certainly the case here with a few players in our team, like say Kent and Kamara.
You're a wee bit hard.
Let us a wee finish.
The players at Chelsea. I'm not a fan of Chelsea, but obviously there was the circumstances that happened there, wasn't there? There was big circumstances.
But you get what I mean, though. When the players, they have a lot of power, and they have the power to exit the manager if they don't fancy him,
If somebody wants to down tools in modern football and see out their contract, well, one of the greatest Rangers ever, people would say that he was not great in his last season for us, Brian Laudrup.
Yep.
Well, I agree with that one. I went mental with that. I think it was £11 million at the all told, not mean wages, transfer fees, and lack of transfer fees in the film because we kept them that final year. So I agree with you, mate. And he did down tools, let's be honest, but he wasn't even a shadow of the player he was, a bit like Kent. No, a shadow of the player he was, we know they can be. And Laudrup was like Kent. I'm not saying Kent's as good as Laudrup, but fantastic player. Laudrup, fantastic player. Kent on his game, no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. But if they don't want to play, they don't want to play. I just don't want to mess about with them in the team, mate. Especially when we've got this big, giant, mad squad here. And you go to look and go, you go and give somebody else a chance. You just go to do it. There's no you've got to, as Alex said when he came on there, you've got to utilise the squad. And he's not doing it. He's got to do it, but he's not doing it.
Can I come in?
Oh. Can I?
Can I?
Nah.
Can I say one thing? Hello.
Wait a minute. We'll let Billy come in because he's got a date. On you go, Billy.
I'm on my message to Steve because there are Celtic supporters about here, so I've got to say my points fast. See, the fact of the matter is, I can't see how we have Celtic Bassey and the other Big Rebo, and we've actually went back 3 years to sell the two players. My problem is, I see that a while ago, I don't know, I could be wrong, could be right, it's Dutch style of football, side passing, back passing. But we've got to have faith in our team. We've got to stand by them. And all I can say is, final point is, I hope the players are taking everything on board and they kick off for this Saturday. Yeah.
I hope Saturday's a springboard, AK.
I hope so.
Well, that's what we're all hoping for, aren't we? We're hoping that the players have had a chance to reset. It's not just physical, it's mental. You know, just forget about everything that's happened before. But the players have got to realise the expectation that the wearing their jersey is good for us.
Playing devil's advocate, I accept we've not played well, but it's not the worst season we've ever had. Not the worst start of the season we've ever had, and we're only win the league by a distance, mate.
I know, but the times have changed. New Oxford, it's not just 4, 5, 6 teams that are all capable of taking points off of one another. It's us against them. And it's never been so more blatant in the last 4 or 5 years than basically the history of Scottish football. What they done, 4 trebles in a row, is unheard of. That's never, ever been done. But it just shows you the strength of them compared to every other team in Scottish football. So we've got to base our results against them. That was a massive bonus, them dropping points at St Mirren. It's put us in with a chance of thinking, by the way, we're not out of this yet. But we've got to do our bit. And see these 9 victories in a row. That's the benchmark. That's what we have to believe that we can do. But do we trust these players to go out there and do it? That's where the big question marks is coming out of Gio and the players in it.
I would actually.
You get through to Tynecastle on Saturday?
No tickets available. Surprise, Oxford. That's my jersey scheme's brilliant.
Did you put in?
Police code.
Did you put in?
Gone by the time I put in, pal. They go to season ticket holders.
No, I might just.
They don't get.
I just get them. I never get any.
Bronze thing we don't. No get a sniffy of tickets, pal.
I think that my jersey's got my couch on that list because I seem to get my couch every week again.
I see there was 20,000 put in for the 3,000 for Murrable. 20,000.
It doesn't help when clubs keep cutting the allocation of tickets as well, does it?
Economic suicide, Alex. Economic suicide.
It is. Basically, it is. You're right.
You know, it just doesn't add up.
What do you make of the TV deal, Oxford?
I've just looked at it loosely, mate. I read something that James Bisbrough came up with, I think it was yesterday, mate. The concern was that it was nothing to do with the Sky deal, that we hadn't done due diligence to see if it could be better. That was the issue. I've not read into the actual ins and outs of what the actual deal's worth and what it transpires, mate. But once again, could we get better for Scottish football potentially, mate? There's other people out there that can broadcast it. It's not just you're not just stuck with Sky and BT anymore. The world's changing dramatically. I know people might say they don't want to get doing the Setanta route again, Alex, but I think the point that the boy Bisgrove was making is, without asking, don't know if you could get a better deal, Albert.
You've got to put it out to tender, know what I mean? If nothing else, it makes Sky sit up and take notice, know what I mean? So if we chance the one does come back and outbid Sky, you go back to Sky and say, that's what we're going, you want to better it, you're fine with it. But now that I've seen them, Daddy Useless is protecting Baby Useless, so McClelland's protecting Doncaster, and they're all slapping each other on the back and they're all telling us how wonderful they are and how wonderful a record deal and all this nonsense, the self-gratification brigade and self-praise and sticking medals on themselves. And all Bisgrove was trying to say, look, and somebody get promoted out of it as well. Somebody got a promotion at it as well. Another useless trumpet got a promotion at it. So all Bisgrove was trying to tell them, you've got to test the market. But now they're trying to tell you, we did test the market. But they never tell you how they tested the market. It's probably they made a phone call to somebody and say, do you want to contend for this? No, they've not put in official, put it that way, and they've not received anything official back. It's just a shambles, man. It's a total shambles. Backed up with the rest of the clubs, man, and they're worse than useless. Like clubs, they really are worse than useless. But it's Scottish. Did you read that one about McClelland said that this is the best product in European football? The Scottish Premier League's the best product in European football. I mean, what is he own? Somebody ought to give him a drug test, man. What is he own? He's just doing his Douglas Park.
Ox, did you hear Martindale's comments today?
Aye.
No, mate, I was putting the great in the Great Britain today, mate.
Good for him. No, he was quite scathing. It wasn't just about the fact that we accepted the deal. It was the fact they moved the goalposts again in the voting. It was meant to be 11-1 what they were looking for, and it was actually 10-2. But they says, whatever it is, majority, we'll just carry on with it. They're just moving goalposts to get whatever they want through.
Ali, it's a dictatorship. Let's be honest, it's a dictatorship. Every time you don't get a vote the one day away, they just change the rules. So why don't we just scrap the whole democracy thing and the voting and all that and just say, just do what you want to do? Because they're going to do it anyway, you know what I mean? Let's call it what it is. It's just a dictatorship.
Guys, can I have a final here for a go? My missus is shouting on me.
Well, listen, Billy, we'll hold on for you. Come back in 2 minutes.
Right. What's this going to me?
As long as you doesn't send you the shops.
No, I'm not going to the shops.
Hurry up, mate. Hurry up.
The fact of the matter is, this guy, he did the Scottish SFA, this English, do that. They're not going to do us any good.
Oh, we know that, mate. You're stating the obvious. We know that, mate.
It's everything against. We have got to do ourselves, because we have actually, everybody's against us. We know that. You go and play Dundee United, you go and play Motherwell, you go and play Hearts. It's Hearts at Ibrox on Saturday.
I know, mate. You're right, it's a cabal. Good to speak to you, mate. Go and enjoy your evening.
No bother, I'm going to, right, I need to go.
Right, old Billy's away. Aye, I know, Alex. It just worries me the future of Scottish football, and you know they've got agendas. There's agendas out there, and they would say we're self-interest, but I think they're all basically always trying to get it better for the other clubs as well. Bizarrely, you know.
100%, mate. I mean, it's not a good look on Sky or BT whenever you get a live Premier game, and 2/3 of the stadium is empty. And we've got to support clambering for tickets, and they're cutting our allocation. So our supporters are getting satisfied, and it's just basically to appease the kind of haters amongst their own club. It's financial suicide, but they'll probably be looking for loans, and that's probably why they were so desperate for the TV money to accept it in the first place, because there's a few clubs out there could be shutting the doors if we didn't accept it and we kind of drag their heels. But surely you just do your due diligence that Bisgrove is asking for. I mean, you don't, if you're selling the house, I think somebody made the same analogy, you don't accept the first bid. You know, if there's half a dozen people interested in your house, you kind of see what your best bid is, and the SPFL just right away, no, we'll take that. whether it's a good deal or will materialise, but it's
Dave
not.
McClellan did Doncaster, the estate agents, mate.
Aye, I know. Aye. He's on £388,000 a year, that Doncaster. Unbelievable.
What's that, innit?
It's not a lot of money to you, Alex, but it's a lot of money to me, no, Bear.
It's a wee bit less than what you just got there, Oxshire.
Well, some people.
Fox, can I come in here?
Yes, but as long as you don't mention my salary, David, you're all right.
No, that's a secret, eh? That's we're on about the Sky deal, eh? You don't think we really got a raw deal with them too? Because when they're showing these games, especially the Rangers games, they've got bigoted and biased reporters. They never really show you much. They'd rather show you empty stadiums rather than show you the Rangers fans. And the what they're going about the Rangers, and they're always putting them down. And anytime I watch them on Sky or that, the sound's down. I can't stand that Andy Walker and that. Oh, my God. It's absolutely shocking the way they go on about the Rangers.
I'm no fan of Mr. Walker. I'm no fan of Mr. Walker. Right, let's look forward. Let's look forward to it. We've got a game coming up on Saturday, and we're starting to build up last few minutes. Albert, hopefully we're getting players back fit. Eh?
Well, absolutely. We're all hoping that one. Who we're going to get back fit now, that remains to be seen. And even if they are fit, they're going to get off the bench. They're going to get a start and get off the bench, or are they going to come on as subs? But hopefully. I don't know who I want, to be honest with you. I want Lawrence back in the team. And Davis, I mean, I think we're putting too much pressure on that guy, expecting this guy to be a Brazilian or I don't know what we're expecting for this boy, because it's all building up on him that he's going to be this, that and the next thing. So I don't know. I'd like to see Lawrence back in the team, you know. I think he makes a difference. He really does make a difference. And maybe Cholak and Morelos playing.
He shoots. It helps. Cholak, Morelos. Would that be radical? I would do it, AK. Would you?
It's screaming out for change, Oxshire, isn't it? I think he's got to prove it. He's adaptable to the players and the support, because it's lethargic performances that we're putting in just now. So he's got to try and get the best out of the players that he's got at his disposal just now. So if he's no willing to do that, then he's kind of making a rod for his own back, particularly if the result doesn't go in our favour. So I think Kovac and Morelos, give him a chance, but put the service up to them and make radical changes. I think Ian's waiting to come in.
John B. How we doing, Ian?
Oh, I wasn't on last night. I wasn't well last night, but I watched the rerun today. I was just going to give myself a wee pat in the back for mentioning Buff and Kovac playing up front, because I've seen a lot of people actually agreeing, not just on this pod, on other platforms that I've been having wee noses at. And just a couple of things to throw in on top of that was Patterson and Bassett, I think, we sold too quick. I think we just took the first bid that was coming. I think we could have got more for them and kept them for another season. And one more thing, if you know anything about the disability zone, with me in a wheelchair now, I can't get to Ibrox, and I know the disability bit's absolutely rotten, minging, and I'm not going down there to get freezing cold and soaking wet, so I don't know if you know anything about that getting upgraded or whatever.
Well, obviously with John Bennett mentioned it, mate, and I've got to be honest with you, it's a disgrace in this modern society that there's no shower, it's no warm, and it's not done properly. And I think there should be an engineering solution, as we mentioned last week. If people want to get involved, the supporters to help fund it, it would be something that me personally would be willing to get involved in, because every little would help, because I think it's a disgrace.
It's great, because I've been going to Ibrox, God, I was about 5, I'm 64, and I can't get going now. You know what I mean? I'm away up in Montrose as well, Stein.
I get it, mate.
It's just a mess down there. There's no way I'm going to Ibrox when it's not Nick. And I just don't hear anybody coming out with. They're saying they're sorting this roof, they're sorting this, they're sorting that. What about sorting that?
I think, unfortunately, they've got to prioritise, because obviously they need to fix the roof of the games only taking place at the stadium. So there needs to be a bit of sense, but it's got to be something that's got to be sorted, Albert.
Aye, I totally agree, mate. It's got to be sorted, and I'm thinking there is a solution there right away. I mean, the two stands, the Copeland Road and the Edmondson stands, for example, the first two rows of seats in the upper tier. If they build an extension up the back of that and push all the rows back, the 2 rows back a bit, you can put it in there. That's them undercover. And all you need to do is build lifts or whatever it is to get them up to that height. No bother. I don't think it'd be that expensive either.
Because abiding by what they've got to know, I mean, I don't know when I'll ever be back. I mean, that's a heartbreaking thing for me. I've been gone for 59 years, and I can't get to the games anymore because I know the state it's in.
It's something that people on Rangers Radio, I don't want to get into people's personal circumstances, but the panels we've got connections with people that are trying to get involved there, and we're not saying it's right, Ian, and we hope it's sorted as soon as practical. I just think there's an engineering solution to sort it out, and it should be, for me, something that's covered, enclosed, warm and proper.
Yep. I agree with you. Well, thanks for letting me on tonight.
No. Anything else you want to say on the football, mate? It's always good to hear from you.
Just say hi to everybody down in the chat. Just all my pals down there. They're all brilliant, every single one of them. I mean, I started off just coming on here a few years ago, as you know, and I had a couple of pals on it, and every one of them is a pal to me. You know what I mean? Every one of them, I feel as if I've got to know them personally without even seeing their faces. And it's just thanks to this station. This station keeps me going, you know, and I never miss it apart from when I'm not well last night. And just a big thank you to the lot of you, the panel, right down, everyone is, and that's it basically.
Listen, mate, one of the reasons we do Rangers Radio was to offer a platform for people like yourself, mate, yeah? And I mean that, mate, sincerely, mate. And it's always great to hear from you, and we really appreciate your kind words.
Yes, right, thanks very much, and thanks for letting us on tonight again.
No problem, mate, no problem.
Right, take care, everybody. Take care. Cheers. Bye.
Oh, man, Ian.
His only crime is loving our club, AK, innit?
It's fantastic to listen to Ian, and the passion, you know, that oars out him. But he's right though, Oxshire. I mean, you don't realise how much, you know, people sitting in their house at night look forward to these tours. And I'm fortunate enough to be involved with Ibrox Radio as well, and it's the same there. You know, that just that mental health, the COVID that everybody went through, you know, looking at 4 was. So it's a wee release, and it's a chance to speak about our team. So, it's a great platform you guys put on.
I can't believe anybody wants to listen to us too, Albert.
I don't even want to listen to me, mate. I'll tell you.
And Billy Boy, who's sitting there in the wings.
I'm going to say that. Is Billy still there?
He's sitting in the wings.
Yes, and I've got a question for your good self, Albert.
Go for it, pal.
Right, now you've had a good half an hour to think. If we had if we had 30 footballers, what would your starting 11 be, buddy?
No bother, mate. No bother. I can rhyme off, no bother. McCory, Carve, Goldson, Davis, Yilmaz, Lundstrom, McCann, Tillman, Morales, Lawrence, and Cole, Cholak. There you go. Bang.
There we go.
That was 10 minutes. It took me to get that one.
You had it written down.
I'll get 20 minutes to spare.
Brilliant, mate, brilliant.
Davey, how's this?
Here's a question, by the way. If any of you know the answer to it, it's just a query there. See these two stands, Copeland Road and Edmondson, see the offices that are putted on at the back of them? Is there any revenue coming into the offices?
There's some being used, mate.
Because I think that's a waste of space myself. And I think if you actually opened that up, you could actually open it into the stands, and the disabled bit could be attached in there somewhere.
That's a
and it
great
could even be undercover.
They're behind the concourses, mate.
No, you know what I'm saying? A bit of engineering, you could bring it forward and that's them behind glass as well in a closed, in a nice wee environment, a nice wee warm, snug environment.
You know, but remember where the offices are, mate. They're behind the concourses to work away from the park. Davey, how's this game going to go on Saturday?
I'll go 3-1. And I think we'll win 3-1.
Southside Super 6 this week, AK.
Well, I don't know. I'll throw another
You're having a laugh.
I'm with Billy. I'm looking for my money back after Southside.
I said to what with the begging letters.
Hey, you done Southside 6 this week, or you give up?
Tomorrow night, mate. Tomorrow night I'll be
on. Right, that's tomorrow night. Sorry.
William Hill
mixed up with the days,
every week. William Hill was listening every week, and Ladbrokes and Bet63 size, and they just laugh at us. Right, okay.
I heard they're starting to give you better odds just to get better pit.
You might get a bonus if you do the Southside Super 6. Oh dear, fair play, mate. He's putting himself out there. Right, well, gentlemen, I don't believe it. We've reached that time of the evening. Quick word, Billy Boy.
Aye, thanks, Ox, for letting me come on here in a wee rant, mate. Brilliant, mate. Cracking show tonight. Roll on Saturday, mate. I'm going for 2-0 to the Rangers on Saturday, and Big Colach at a double, mate.
Cheers, Davy Boy.
As I say, 3-1 for me, and thanks for having us on. And it's always a pleasure to listen to the show. I get a lot of good laughs and giggling away to myself when I'm listening to it. But
cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
It's a great show. It's a great show.
AK.
Thanks for taking my call again, guys. Great show. Carry on the good work. And hopefully we'll cheering on a Rangers victory on Saturday.
Albert.
It's good to be on, mate. Enjoyed that. Don't know if cheered the MD up there, but enjoyed it anyway.
It goes where it goes, mate. And we critiqued performances. We couldn't say they were good, mate. Let's be honest.
Aye, and I think I'm going to go for 4-1 to Rangers on Saturday.
That'll do me, mate. Listen, thanks to your good self, Albert. Yes, mate.
Fox, can I get a quick one? Quick word before. I like yourself. I've heard you often enough. As I said, I've gone 3-1, but it all depends what team turns up. If you've got a team that's going to work hard and there isn't a team in Scotland that'll get to us, but we haven't produced anything like that this season. So if that team turns up, we'll win quite easy.
Listen, if the Rangers team turns up, it plays Eindhoven, we win comfortably. If the Rangers team turns up, it plays the second half against Dundee United, we're going to have a problem.
See, our biggest problem is when we're playing the opposition, or the European opposition, we play a faster game.
David, Fox will be banning you because he'll need to give me overtime in a minute.
Okay, lads. Right. Thanks very much for having us, Right. I'll be listening tomorrow. Right. Cheers.
Thanks to Davey. Thanks to AK, of course, Billy, and who else joined us? Blue Star. And, of course, Ian. Thanks to our Billy, Albert, for joining us on the show, and the one and only Fox, or the two and only, should I say, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. We'll be back tomorrow night, talking of all things Rangers. We've seen the 8 and 10. Take it away, Foxy boy.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnagar. They sail from near old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Timeless Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue are by the side of Scotland's very best. There's Richie Shearer, Robin, John Gregg McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, then I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue, the five side of Scotland's very best. Richie Shearer, Robin, John Gregg McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue are by the side of Scotland's very best.